Welcome to Dumb Guys Talk About Fantasy Baseball. Today, we're looking at second base. But rather than just tell you who the top second basemen are, we're going to walk you through our strategy for how we're going to draft the second base position. Heath, anything to add before we move on?
Thank you, Barry. Now, what I have to say about second base this year is I think it's a little deeper than some of the positions that tend to be shallow, like shortstop and catcher. So I'd say second base has some good options, so you don't need to take too fast or worry about it too much.
Now, the top two second basemen going in the draft are Altuve and Gordon. Both of them going in the second round, Altuve early on and Gordon late. But I don't want to waste my second pick on one of those guys, whose real advantage is only stolen bases, which I can get later on. The guy that I'm going to wait for is 3 to 4 rounds later, and that's Robinson Cano. Now, Cano hasn't been the same since leaving the Yankees, but if you look at his stats from the second half of last year, I think he's ready to bounce back, and definitely worth a 5th or 6th round pick. Heath, what do you think about that?
You know, I like Cano. It seems good value at how far down he's falling. But I also like Dozier and Matt Carpenter. They're going in those type of rounds as well. I think you're going to get some pop out of Dozier and stolen bases. Matt Carpenter hit 19 home runs last year. Plus, he had really good OPS. So I'd say both those options could very well come close to matching Cano.
Going towards the end of the 10th round is the young Texas second baseman Odor. This is a guy who could be on the verge of a breakout season. He improved his home runs over his rookie season, and we could see 20 plus in 2016. I would give this guy a chance.
I like Odor as well. I'm not sure how you really pronounce his name, but I think Texas is a good spot to hit and he'll do well.
Going later, a couple of interesting choices. One of them is a pretty safe choice. You know what you're getting with him, and that's Daniel Murphy. Over the last 5 seasons, he's averaged 10 home runs a year with a 752 OPS. You know what you're getting, and it's nothing spectacular, but it's steady. His position flexibility is also nice. In the Yahoo leagues, you could use him at first, second, or third base. The other guy is Dustin Pedroia. Now, he's had a couple of down years, but he's been playing through some injuries, and he missed some time last year. He's supposedly healthy, so if he bounces back from that, he's going to be worth a lot more than the 17th round pick that you spent on him. Heath, who are you targeting late rounds?
Daniel Murphy's all right. I think I'd have Dustin Pedroia over Daniel Murphy. Also, if you're waiting on second base that long, I like Jonathan Schoop on the Orioles. He, I think, as well as Odor, could be a 20-plus home run guy at second base, and he's even farther back in the draft. Might be some good value there. And another really late pick, I think might be a good one to stick on your bench, is Joe Panik. He could potentially have like a 320 batting average with a bunch of doubles, so I think his OPS could be pretty good. He had more home runs than expected last year, and I really think he's got a nice, smooth left-handed swing that will continue to develop. So I'd say stick him on your bench, and if he really emerges and ends up playing better than whoever you picked first, I mean, for example, if you had to take like a Daniel Murphy or something like that, take Joe Panik, stick him on your bench, and I think by the end of the year you'll have him as your starter.
Probably not something I would do, but interesting. Okay, now let's get to the pinnacle of my prognostication at second base, Starlin Castro. I think the change of scenery for this guy, moving to New York, is going to do him some good. If you look at his stats, he's really only had one bad season, and that was back in 2013. He's hit at least 10 home runs besides his rookie year, and this is a guy capable of stealing 20 bases. He might be my very last pick of the draft, but he might pay off big time. Heath, why don't you wrap us up?
All right, I'll wrap us up. One last name I'd like to say is Anthony Rendon. Now you've heard what we had to say. Let's see if listening to Dumb Guys helped you win your league.